Libra, I understand how being rejected or being hurt, being abused, like how pain and suffering in your past can influence who you are. In fact, it's supposed to influence who you are. It's not supposed to go unnoticed or unrecognized. Um, I think the most difficult part about it is that you're understanding right now is a sense, okay, how do I move on from this? But not how I just move on from something that just happened to me, but maybe how I even move on from something that happened to me 20 years ago. The fact is, it's confusing you. This expectation of failure, this expectation of rejection, it's confusing you because and it's confusing, I think, what people think of you as well. It's almost like they heard about the thing before they heard about you, and now your whole persona, in terms of what your family expects of you, what your friends expect of you, it's almost like at least you feel like they've already judged you and they already have their expectations of you set out prior to really getting to know everything that you're capable of. And in some ways, it's limited you from being completely living up to your full capacity because it was almost just too much of a barrier. In order to belong, there was a need for you to conform and to fit in this tight little place that people kept you that was right for them because you didn't want to rock the boat. You don't ever want to rock the boat, but ultimately now it's time to rock the fucking boat. And it's going to be okay. Yeah, because maybe you're supposed to get wet. Maybe you're not supposed to even be in the boat. Like maybe it's the wrong boat. Or ultimately maybe it's time for you to commandeer that damn boat and take the oars in your hand and direct it where you need it to go. There is a fight ahead. There's a sense of a struggle to find balance, always wanting to constantly find balance. And in some ways, it may have put you at a disadvantage. I think that you are definitely gearing up for change, or you might have been feeling extremely pugilistic lately, like you want to fight. And ultimately, I think that has a lot to do with the fact that you and Mars, I say you, Libra's ruled by Venus, and Venus is in Libra, and it is in direct opposition to Mars. So there is a lot of contention now, especially in your romantic relationships. A lot of things that are coming up that were underneath the surface, things that were unspoken for so long because you just wanted to keep the peace. But ultimately now it's not about keeping a peace. It's about bringing those tensions to the surface and really allowing yourself to butt heads if you have to, because that's actually the only way you're going to become closer and move through this really restrictive kind of place that you've been stuck in order to keep the peace. It's because it's not real peace. It's not real tranquility. It's just stagnation. That's kind of what it was. And that's what you're realizing. And there's so much that is coming up now. And it needs to. If you're going to make a breakthrough, it needs to. You need to get to a point where everything that happened in the past, all the rejection, all the sadness, especially rejection when it came to communications or public opinion or because Mercury's in Libra too. So there's just that almost a sense of speaking in a way that helps people understand the other side of things, or fighting for the other side of things, kind of like sticking up for the other side of things. So in some ways, especially when it comes to your spouse, you might be really ticking them off right now because you're showing them the other side of things. It's like you're fighting the devil's advocate in some way. That's what you're playing. And it's very frustrating. But ultimately, if you're really committed to this relationship, it's kind of what you have to get through to bring the two of you closer. But ultimately, I also think there is, I have to say this, a sense of selfishness in this this fight that you're fighting. I think that it's coming from a place where you've always wanted to say these things, but you never maybe either had the nerve, the courage, the energy. But now you do. And now you know it's time to finally be able to say things. And in fact, not being able to say things is, you're done with it. You're done. You're just so done holding back and really being limited to a specific place that works for other people. There is just this sense of recognizing and realizing, like, first of all of a sudden, it almost seems like all of a sudden to people are going to be like, where the hell did this come from, Libra? They're not even going to realize that this has actually been building in you for a long time, right? And Mercury is going back into Scorpio. Now, Mercury doesn't rule your house, but ultimately it does rule Gemini and Virgo. What does that mean? It's almost like, well, it's just coming from your house. In other words, things are coming out. For right now, you've been saying what needs to be said to keep the peace. But once Mercury goes into Scorpio, you're not going to be there anymore. You're not going to care about keeping the peace. You're not going to want to be keeping the peace, because you're going to want to be you. You're going to want to be self-represented, and seen, right? There is this sense of you've been through a lot of crap. You've been hurt, you've suffered. You know how you're blessed because of how you've suffered. And there is this wonderful sense of, I deserve to sort of be healed. I do. I deserve it. And it's almost like you're going to have to insist upon it. There is this juxtaposition here between wanting to be playful and wanting to be combative, and trying to find the difference between like asserting yourself, like trying to find this fine balance between asserting yourself, finding that balance, and these nails, asserting yourself and finding the balance between that and between being playful and being like a caretaker and being loving and being generous and being patient and like knowing like making somebody feel comfortable around you. You want that to be true, but you also don't want to be a pushover anymore. You're kind of just being stuck. You're kind of sick of being stuck. And I think it could very well be in some ways that you had made connections or have been getting with another group lately, hanging out with more different friends or different people, or you have been pushing yourself. And because you've been pushing yourself, you've been realizing just how stuck you are. Either that, or it's been commentary from the new people in your life, a sense of kind of them making you wake up and realize that you've been stuck. You've been sort of like hog-tied, maybe even to this relationship. That might be causing a lot of tension too, a sense of, what do you mean your friends told you? Or why are your friend like that? That could be a big issue too. What are your friends saying about me, or something to that effect. There's a sense of cooperation. Finding people to work with you, or you being the one who brings people together and gets people to work together because you understand, hold on. It's just going to be blurry for now because of the setting of the phone, so I apologize. But it's almost like you're the center of things now in some ways, right? You have these new opportunities that are opening up. And all the experiences from your past, all your past selves have led you to this point. That's why you get the wisdom. And wisdom is almost like you're starting to show off without trying to show off. There's just a demonstration of everything that you've learned. Because wisdom is an earned thing. It's a culmination of experiences. Don't let your past hold you back. Don't let people have decided that they already know who you are. Because ultimately, you're not who you used to be. You've changed. How can you stay the same? None of us actually stay the same. But you are definitely kind of like stuck. There's some sort of stuck here. Unconditional love. There's some sort of abuse from the past, abuse or heartache or suffering from the past. That you've tried to almost, and then there's unconditional love. There's a juxtaposition between those two that it's almost like you just can't figure out. You know, it's causing you a lot of suffering right now. And it's all coming up because whatever emotions that you kind of push down, they're being riled up right now. So there's a sense of confused pain, of not knowing what to make of some sort of abuse or suffering that you went through. And it's still sort of like hazing yourself, like hazy in your mind. I think it's your inspiration. I think that the ties, the struggle, being hogtied to that suffering is actually your way out. It's actually what's making you stronger and preparing you to fucking fight. That's where your ferocity and your fierceness is coming from right now. You have inspiration, but you don't necessarily know what to do with it. If you watch the messages from the moon this morning, you got this card in the moon deck. It was your dreams need a practical plan. So there is a sense of you have the inspiration, but there's just that's what it is right now. But it's like, so okay, how do I manifest this? How do I make this happen? You're kind of confused, and there's a lot of mixed messages from people too. Like, in other words, public opinion or people whose advice you've gone to, it's not helping you. You almost feel really stuck and alone. You feel kind of abandoned right now, like, because nothing is really working or helping. What I don't understand, this is unconditional love. What is this unconditional love? I'm going to get into the main part of your reading, Libra. Oh, that's what it is. So that's what you're so screwed up about. That's where your poles are crossed. You think it's unconditional love to love somebody no matter how badly they treat you. And that's not true. Unconditional love means that it means you're eternally connected, but it doesn't mean that you don't have conditions upon your relationship. See, relationships are always conditional. That's the nature of what a relationship is. It's how one thing relates to another. It's a condition. So ultimately, it's almost like you're stuck by this concept of unconditional love. I'm supposed to love them no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. Hold on. I'm going to sneeze. But that's not the case. Okay, stop. How do I say this? Love isn't what makes you stuck to somebody. Fear is. You know, you can love somebody unconditionally and let them go because they have to get their shit, they have to get their shit together, or because you need something more. There is a convoluted sense of what unconditional love is, and it's keeping you stuck. It's almost like it's keeping you loyal to something or somebody or a group that doesn't deserve you. Because ultimately it's like, no, this is the promise that I made. I'm sticking to it. But there's a higher calling that's come into your life now. There's a purpose here that demands you step outside of that comfort zone that area that you got really comfortable with, was sort of like saying nothing, doing nothing, just playing the background. You can't do it anymore. It's too frustrating. There's too much in you that almost has been divinely guided. And it's time for you to kind of like come out of your shell. Let's get into the spirit guide messages. Okay, Libra. overcome any obstacle. This is going to take all your strength and all your courage. This is Taurus. This is love. This is visceral love. This is there could very well be something happening within your relationship where you feel stuck. Like you feel there's something that's limited, or that you can't talk to them about it, or every time you try to talk to them about it, there's an argument. There's this sense of finding a way to say what needs to be said. There's also this sense of being very practical, being very certain, being very sure. It's breaking through. It's bursting through. Believe in yourself. This is Virgo energy. This is 2 earth signs. Yeah, you need a practical plan, but what is the fucking practical plan? Oh, it's believing in who you are. It's believing in what you've constructed. It's believing in your capabilities, because that ultimately, that's really been what has been keeping you quiet. A sense of self-doubt, a sense of a difficult situation, maybe an abusive situation, filling you with doubt and making you uncertain of yourself and uncertain of your own value. And that is kind of the purpose of it, is to destabilize you and make you think that you can't do it alone, or you can't do it yourself, or you can't do it without them, or your ideas are bad. And that's just absolutely not true. I think that what was really necessary right now is you need to insist and protect, almost like it was your child, whatever you're working on right now. And there just has to be this unconditional connection from you to it. You have to stick to it no matter what, even if it's stuck, even if it feels that's what it is, that's what you want. It's like realizing that you have to stick with this no matter what. And I kept saying to you, no, that's not, no. Especially if this is an idea. If this is something that you're manifesting, forget about relationships right now, but if this is something that you're manifesting, you have to stick with it, and you have to change people's minds about it. You cannot give up on it. Your whole purpose is you've come so far, keep going, even if you're rejected. That's what needs to be said. Now, when it comes to relationships, it could take on a whole different meaning. Absolutely. But there's also a sense of in some ways with relationships, the person that you're with sort of being stuck in their ways, and like you sitting there wondering, when are they going to catch up? When are they going to realize? Like a sense of sticking with them and keep coming back to them, and being friends or being friendly and giving them space and giving them time. There's just this sense of you deciding that something is going to be real, and so it's real. Be fearless and bold. This is almost you sucking the life force out of Aries and using it for yourself. This is Aries energy. You may be dealing with an Aries, that sense of going at something that's very unlike you, which is pursuing something relentlessly and going after it aggressively. Actually, that's not unlike you, because once you know what you want, that's your complication, is deciding what you want. Once you know what you want, you have a fierce devotion to it. So this is that, but it's also your polar opposite. I don't know if you're dealing with an Aries, but ultimately there's just a sense of you making a decision to define yourself and not like anybody else or any obstacles define you. But ultimately there was this waywardness of almost being confused, like how much are you going to let yourself take? And ultimately there was this sense of I don't know how much I'm going to take. I just know that I'm not going to give up until I get what I want. But okay, yeah, I'm not going to say it. That's true. Now is a lucky time. This is a major breakthrough for you. Let me see what's making you so lucky. 10 to the small things has come out. Little tidbits, little bits and pieces. Petty shit. How is that lucky? Spirit has a plan. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm refusing these cards. Because ultimately I feel like what just fell out was I feel like it was a lack of shuffling. So I'm going back. We're stopping at Aries. Aries is still like Badger Spirit is still there, but I need Libra energy. Libra energy. And you know what? What's really interesting? Owl spirit still came out. This is Aquarius energy, seeing the truth, knowing the truth, basically being able to see what other people can't. And Be Peace also stayed here, which is your card, a sense of bringing communion, like a communion with the Holy Spirit, communion with God, communion with the universe, of sort of being righteous, of being right, of also being the bringer of stability into maybe a confusing situation where there's a lot of pain. Yeah, co-create with spirit is here. So you're not up against easy situations, but essentially you've been assigned. It's almost like you've been tapped. And it's sort of like it's speaking through you. Now is a lucky time. So those opportunities that you thought were dead and gone, resurrect them. Because they're not dead and gone. 2121, I just saw the divine counterparts, but it's coming up. There's a sense of it's coming back. All the things that you've worked on, it's coming back. Luck is returning. It was buried, but now it's coming back. Use your mind wisely. This is when pigs fly. You thought it would never happen, but it's happening. This is also Aquarius energy. Time for a beginner mind. Start over, start new. It's almost like you don't want to. You're sort of defensive about this, but you have to. Time for a beginner mind. What are these cards? Nothing is wasted and you are never alone. It's upside down. There's a sense of wasting a lot of time on the wrong people. That's what this was. Wasting a lot of time on the wrong fucking person. When you actually had better, more important shit to do. But how does one connect with the other? Time to collaborate and spirit has a plan. You have a new opportunity for a new collaboration, maybe a new relationship or a new partnership. You have a new, let's just call it a partnership. You have the opportunity for a new partnership, Libra, but ultimately you're bringing in this baggage, this feeling of, but I've wasted so much time on other people before. Maybe I should just leave it alone and leave it here. There is a sense of being wary of or feeling like you're going to get sucked into another partnership where you lose yourself. But that comes from you. There's a strength that you've got to find inside of who you are and not be afraid. Not be afraid. Also a sense of spirit. Trust spirit and ask spirit to guide you to the right partnership, because I think you know that you need partnership, but ultimately you don't know where to find it. You know, you don't know where to find it, but you know that you need it. So basically you just say, Spirit, I need to put this in your hands, not because I'm lazy, but because I'm confused, because I'm lost. I know that I need this partnership, but I don't know how to actually make it happen. Can you please facilitate this for me? Because that's essentially what you really need right now. It's almost like you're stalled. You're stalled because you can't find the right dynamic or the right partnership that will support and believe in you. But ultimately, there's opportunities coming up. I can feel it. Let's go to your angel guides. If you have not subscribed to the channel, Libra, please do subscribe to the channel. I make new Libra specific content every single week, and I'll post it above here so you can see the playlist for it. I also do live videos Monday through Friday on Instagram. So if you want to join my lives, please come subscribe over on Instagram, which is Born_without_boundaries, so that you can join in on those lives Monday through Friday. There's so much content over on Vimeo with the extended videos, and you can hop over there right now. That's what the link below will lead you to the extended video, which I'm really looking forward to because I want to suss out the details of this reading because it's so abstract and all over the place. So please do come meet me over there, but stay around for a second and listen to these angel messages, because a lot of times they cast clarity on things that you didn't think, like that you wouldn't expect them to. Let's put it that way. Think global and achievement. Oh, Libra, you're about to make a major breakthrough. Where once there was people doubting you, they're not going to doubt you anymore. You're actually like, this is huge. This is big. You're making a huge breakthrough. Archangel Uriel, a great spiritual transformation is currently occurring both in your life and our world. Ooh, this is the union of heaven and earth, spirit and matter. Heart and mind unite in harmonious balance. Wow, you are literally taking what you... Oh, I'm sorry. I get so pissed at these nails. It's like they may look nice, but they're so inconvenient. You are taking what you have manifested from creative, from like your guidance from spirit. You are literally creating it and manifesting it. Okay. This is you taking something that you've been inspired by and transferring it into a reality in the world. Positive outcome. The sun is about to burst through the clouds and you will soon see things in a different light. Something that previously seemed hopeless will soon be filled with nothing but hope. Unite in harmonious balance. Nothing but hope. I know you think it's almost like you've given up on this. You thought it's never going to be possible. Protection. You are safe. Do not fear. We are with you always and surround you always with our invisible wings of light. You're safe. Okay? Compassion. When you show greater compassion toward yourself, the universe automatically responds by showering you with greater blessings. So this is about loving who you are and believing yourself. Oh, wait, enough with the self-doubt and the self-chatter in your head that says, they're not going to like it. They're not going to understand. They hate me. No. Believe in who you are. Love who you are. Have compassion for yourself first. And then the universe will get on board by because you are the universe. That's what you are. You create the universe by making the reality. So what is the reality? Are you valuable? Are your ideas valuable? Then stand by them. Achievement. Take a little time to reflect on what you have achieved to date. It is often easy to forget where you started from and how far you've come. Honor and be grateful for this extraordinary journey that is your life. I talked about this, I think, a couple of days ago, Libra, where basically there was a sense of step back for a second. I know the road seems really long now in front of, because all you're looking at is what's in front of you, right? But if you take some time and you remember how far you've come, you'll recognize the road isn't that much longer. You don't have that much more to go. And you have achieved such great things and survived such great things. You're not who you are or where you were 5 years ago, 5 months ago, 50 years ago. Hold on. Okay. Think global. This is huge. Achievement. You are being encouraged to spread your wings. Think outside the square. You are a citizen of the world. Expand your vision. Imagine the world within your heart. Embrace it. Surround it with love. Let it be, and so it will be. You're about to blow the fuck up. You're about to expand. Look, if people here don't want me, I'll find a place where they do. That's kind of what's in your mind. If people in my own neighborhood or my own family don't get me or appreciate me, I'll find people who do, but I'm not going to abandon me. Trust. All will work out well. We, your angels, are here to nurture, protect, and heal you. Trust in the healing power of our love. We love you more than you will ever know. Trust in your angels. Diversity. The world would be a boring place if we were all the same. Celebrate your uniqueness. You are special and much loved. Don't you dare conform or blend in for the sake of survival. Okay, you don't want to just survive. You want to thrive, Libra. So don't try to make yourself blend in. Let yourself stand out. Truth. The best way through the current situation is just to speak your truth. Contrary to what you may think, no one will be hurt if you express exactly how you feel. Let's go to tarot because I want to clarify a bunch of this. I'll see you guys there. Link is below.